This video is multiplying fractions with mixed numbers. Our I can statement is I can multiply fractions with mixed numbers. Our first problem is going to be 1 1/5 times 2 1/5. So the first thing we need to do is make these improper fractions. And how to do that, it would be 5 times 1 plus 1. So 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So you've got 6/5. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11/5. 6 times 11, because remember, multiply, you just go straight across, is 66. And 5 times 5 is 25. And then you have to ask yourself, how many 25s are in 66? And that would be 2, because 25 times 2 is 50. And how many's left over? That would be 16. And then 25ths. So your answer is 2 and 16 25ths. Now, as in previous videos, I'm going to model this as well. So we've got 1 1/5 times 2 1/5. So I'm going to model 1 1/5. So here's my 1. And then I'm going to divide this section up into 5s. And so there I have 1 1/5. Now we're going to multiply it by 2 1/5, but we're coming this way. So I've got to have 2 and then 1/5 of another one. But these lines have to come down like this. Remember, if you need help with modeling, I will help. My lines are not straight, but I'm not perfect. So here's my 1, here's my 2. And you remember, as in previous modelings, we've got different directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1/5 this way. So what overlaps here is this piece right here. So, and we know that this was 1/5 and this was 1/5. So we've got 1, 1, 1/5 here, 1/5 here. This was 1/5 of this block. And this block right here is a part of this whole big piece here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 25 is one piece of that. So we can put these together right here, and we've got 2, and then 2/5. And that 1/5 and 1/25. So we know that, I know that the 25 is the common denominator between these. That says 5 goes 25 5 times. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 goes in 25 5 times 2 is 10. And then the 2. So we have 2, 10, 15, 16, 25ths. And if you need help modeling it with multiplying, you shouldn't, but if you do, I'll be more than happy to help you there. Problem number 2. Four 3/4 times 2 1/2. Change them to improper fractions. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19. So we've got 19/4 times 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So 5/2. 4 times 2 is 8. 19 times 5 is 9 times 5 is 45. Carry my 4. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 4 is 9. How many 8s are in 95? And I'll do this for you guys, just so you can see the division. 8 times 1, which would be 8, which would be 7 left over. So we've got 11 and 7/8. And that's our answer there. Problem number 3. 2 1/4 times 1 1/2. 4 times 2 is 8. Remember, change them to improper fractions. Plus 1 is 9. So I've got 9/4 times 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 3/2. 9 times 3 is 27. 4 times 2 is 8. How many 8s are in 27? That would be 3. 8 times 3 is 24. 27 minus 24 is 3/8. 8 and 3/8. Now I'm going to pause the video and let you work the last two as in previous videos, and then we'll come back and work them together. So you have, for this problem, 1 4/5 times 1 1/6. And then the last one, 3 1/4 times 2 2/3. So work on those and I'll be right back with you. All right, let's see what you got for these two problems. Remember, the first thing we need to do is change them to improper fractions. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. That's 9/5 times 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7, which is 7/6. And I'm going to cross cancel here like we did in a previous video. What would go in 9 and 6? That would be 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Just makes it smaller numbers to work with. 3 times 7 is 21, and 5 times 2 is 10. How many 10s are in 21? That would be 2, because 10 times 2 is 20. You have 1 left over. So 2 1/10 is your answer. All right, coming down to the last problem. Change them to improper fractions. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13/4 times 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and then over 3. If we multiply across, 13 times 8 is 104. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry my 2. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10. I know this is going too fast, but fractions is a review. And 4 times 3 is 12. How many 12s are in 104? Well, that would be 8, because 8 times 12 is 96. And when you have 104 subtract 96, you have 8 left over with the denominator of 12. They're both even. Normally I say use 2, but me knowing my multiplication facts, I know I can divide these by 4, because 4 goes into both of them, and I get 8 and 2/3. So my answer is 8 2/3. Any help you need, please let me know. Send me an email, whatever we need to do to make this work.